We could do like a game to like 21 or something.
Okay.
2 balls.
All right.
Yeah,
How does the points work?
Well, you just get one. This is the closest 2, so it's 1 point.
Okay.
You could get 2.
Okay.
If you hold both, that's 4 points.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Or play to 11.
All right. Let's play to 11. Yep.
21's a lot. We could be here all day.
I'm not going to hole as many, I don't think. Didn't grab it all.
1 each, or you want to go? Yeah, we'll do 1 each.
Okay. I'm gonna have to play hard.
You can still steal the points. Still 1.
So are you trying to get that to grab every time on a shot like this, or are you trying to hit it?
Yeah, pretty standard pitch. You know, first bounce and then a little bit of grab.
Okay.
You definitely want that. Yeah, I think I just got 2.
So how do you get the grab on the first time? That's something I've always struggled with, getting it to actually grab. It feels like mine kind of just...
I think it's understanding how to use the club properly, you know, using the bounce. I think a lot of amateurs will tend to put the ball back in their stance, and they just want to get that solid contact, so they lean the shaft forward. But this, then when it hits, it's going to have a little bit more overspin.
Right.
You know? And I think being able to maximize the loft, you know, and using the bounce a little bit more, the ball is going to come out a little bit lower with a little bit more spin.
Does it feel like you hit it a little bit lower on the face by utilizing more bounce and more vertical? Or not as much? I
mean, I think they say, you know, lower and more off the heel, you're going to get a little bit more spin.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to just hit it kind of in the middle.
Yeah, that's not something you're thinking about.
No, not really.
All right, well, I'm quickly 2 down, so.
I've got my 60, the new T20, 60 degrees. I usually use like 60, I use 54, variety of shots around the greens, but this will be the bulk of the club that I use the most, especially out of the bunkers. I always use this one pretty much.
I've got a 58, so a little bit more loft, but I only carry 1. I think you go 54, 60.
Yep.
And I've got a pretty big jump. I actually have a 58 down to a 51, so this one actually covers a lot of different things.
Cool. All
All right.
Next shot.
Your pick?
All right, let's go a little bit longer. We'll go back right. This is
okay.
More of a 40 yard shot.
All right.
There's a bit of room in there.
I hope not. All right. So I know you have 60 in your hand. If you were in a tournament, is that the shot you would play, or would you? I know there's a lot of green between here and there.
I think there's enough green over the hill that you would definitely loft it. I think, you know, with that fringe cutting in so much,
right?
You know, and there's a bit of right to left in this green.
It's almost a line.
It'd be tough, yeah.
Yeah. Sit. Seems to be a common theme of mine running out.
Not quite grabbing enough.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Wasn't terrible off the face. I was.
Secretly, you feel very good with that.
Might have to use loft. Definitely releasing a bit, huh?
So you did open it a bit there.
Yeah, obviously you can use spin to stop it, or you know, if you're not really being able to spin it, then use loft, use height. That was nipped. Oh, got caught up in the fringe, I
Go.
think. Uh-oh.
I might not have lost 2 this time. Actually,
What's the penalty if you lose 11-0? That's, we haven't discussed that yet.
We'll talk about that later if we get to there. Not good. I mean, I've been lucky enough to spend enough time with Luke and see you chip around, and I knew this is a tall task to try to get a point or 2. My hope is to not get shut out, which I would think giving 2 shots to hit each one, I should not get shut out.
You would have thought.
But you'd have thought. It's miles everywhere, but I would guess that I would think short game would be the biggest difference. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I think short game, just managing. I mean, sometimes the biggest difference is up here. Between you see a lot of good amateurs that hit the ball great, and you're like, no reason why this guy can't be. He hits it good as me, but when it comes to tournaments, they can't figure out how to score and dealing with the pressure. But I mean, I think probably the amateur hits it pretty good. The scratch player hits it pretty good off the tee and decent with their irons. But I think when you get close to the hole, it's not quite as tidy as a tour player.
Is it execution, or is it just game plan of each shot, or what do you think it is?
Yeah, I think it's probably just learning the fundamentals. We spend a lot of time on short game. I think we put in the time. I think more amateurs would probably put more time in on the range.
Mm-hmm.
How's your practice time split, Chris? Short game, long game?
Mine? My course doesn't have the best practice facility. I mean,
to play?
I like to go out and play, but I mean, I'd say if I'm spending an hour practicing, it's probably 45 on the range and 15 on the short game, and it probably should be the opposite of that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always broken down my practice into kind of 4 parts. On the range, wedge play, short game, and putting. And I try and spend a pretty equal amount. A typical day for me might be an hour on each, and then I'll go play some holes. So I'm out here, 5-6 hours. So that would be typical for me. So I'm spending pretty much 3/4 of my practice from 120 yards in.
Right.
So.
That's a big difference.
Good for the scoring.
Yeah.
Go for another pitch?
Yeah, let's see it.
Should try on your weaknesses.
Right.
Something that requires a bit of spin. There you go. Do one down
nice.
here. Maybe a bunker shot next.
Oh no.
That's your bunker play.
That's where I'd say you've been the best in the world out of the bunkers for a number of years, and I'm probably not the best in a foursome, so it might not go well.
Well, we got 3 options here. It's a trickier one. We'll give you a chance though.
Okay.
We'll go back left again.
Okay.
Go, baby. Oh dear. Into the wind.
Tell me what you're seeing, Chris. It's a good shot.
Well, I see a chance here.
Timing.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe I did
You
that
feel
on
like you got to
purpose.
go a little bit around it.
No,
feel like that
he's
one's got
on
a
the
chance.
board. I might need to hole it. Yeah, this is a shot, I might even use 54. Get something that just kind of landing on and running out a little bit more. Obviously with 60 I've got to fly a little bit further.
There's an opening.
I think he's not going to be shut out.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
You get that one on video?
Pressure, Chris.
I did tell you you lose one if you miss the green.
I could see that. I think Keith did that to me yesterday. He took one away when I missed the green on one. But I think I did get a point.
Yeah. That one's close to second, so 1 each.
Yep. This would be I feel like you gotta try this one down here.
Okay.
The lower one. try to get creative with the slope.
Different options.
Yes. That's gonna be the fat and run. We're going to this one right
Shame we're not going
right
that
here.
Couldn't even tell which flank you were trying to go.
So what's your thought here?
I mean, I think I've got to use kind of loft
Try to carry it most
with
of
a
the way.
little bit of spin. Try and carry it, yeah, kind of most of the way, almost to that shadow. No, not to the downside.
Right.
I think I'm going to use the slope, but well, I guess I could go most of the way. Yeah, that works.
Yes. Pretty easy. Nice job.
Like Voshall there, Chris.
There's already enough.
Just a half in.
Yep.
Use the camera's throwing you off. It's coming back, look.
Not awful.
Feeling too.
Nice shot.
Grab.
Still
All
probably
right.
2 more.
All right, should we go in the sand?
Okay.
7-1.
7-1. So do you spend a lot of time in the bunker practicing?
Yeah, a decent amount. Probably, you know, in my short game practice, say I'm practicing an hour short game, you know,
Mhm.
20 minutes might be in the bunker, 20 minutes
Right.
might be pitches, 20 minutes on bump and runs.
And how
chips.
much of that is, you know, this is like a stock bunker shot. How much of that is just getting the technique of just a stock one versus doing
So
weird
there's
up and
a
downs?
time when I'll actually do some reps.
Okay.
Where I'm hitting the same shot. Personally, I think that's important if you're just working on technique.
Right.
But I think ultimately to get better in practice, you need a bit more variability. So not just hitting the same shot from the same place to the same flag over and over again, because you just become comfortable, and that's not
Right.
really what golf is.
Right.
So then I'll set up lots of different drills. Maybe I'll have a ring, and I'll have to get, how many balls does it take to get 3 in the ring?
Mhm.
And then I'll move, and I'll kind of take notes of everything, and just trying to just beat those targets, next time I do it.
So you are putting like analytics to your practice even?
Yes, for
Okay.
sure. I have definitely some drills that I like, and I keep track of like how I'm doing, and I think it's a good barometer for, okay, I'm a little bit down this week on that, so I need to spend a bit more time on it. So
Nice.
yeah.
I don't know that I've ever taken a notepad to practice, but I should.
Just like if you were in the gym or something,
Right.
working out and seeing your progress. Too good. Too soft.
So this is where, you make these look so easy, and it's just, your tempo is so nice in here. That's something that,
Good tempo, but you want speed in bunkers.
Okay.
If you want to spin it, you need to actually speed. And obviously, the best way again is to use that bounce effectively. As soon
Yep.
as you get that leading edge getting stuck in and the shaft leaning forward,
Right.
you create those thick divots, and it's going to be really hard to get the good kind of thump of the sand and the feel. And
so do you
sound.
feel like your hands or the club is passing
Club
your
is
hands?
definitely through the ball. You're trying to create those thin, shallow divots using
Yep.
the back of the wedge, and it's going past.
Okay.
It's like a windshield wiper.
Right.
Like on a car. That's the kind of motion you want to feel.
Okay.
You definitely don't want any kind of drag with the handle.
Right.
And the faster you can move this through the sand, you're going to create more speed, more spin, more control.
Okay.
You can chunk run on this much closer than mine right now.
That's
so
been my
always,
move lately.
That's always an option.
So I feel like that's gonna happen. not getting deep enough, or what would you say is happening?
Yeah, it almost looked like you. I mean, you had the ball nice and forward, which was good. It's
Right.
almost too much forward, and you were trying to get to it.
Almost
but-
sliding into it.
sliding into it, but you should feel like if the shaft's almost parallel, almost back, you're
Okay.
like adding loft. So
Okay.
I'm not sure why it should come out lower. It should
Right.
come out higher and softer.
That must mean I just definitely did that.
Yeah. Leaned into it a little bit. So you still want to go forward. Get a little bit squarer.
A little bit square.
Get that right hand almost more on top.
Okay.
Feel like your right shoulder's a little higher. You want to feel like it's coming down,
Okay.
forward and left. Really get into that sand with the back.
Hey, let's keep them on the course.
Just blasting it, actually the technique felt better, but
It was a better strike,
The-
but
the
it was
results
still
not
a little
so
bit
much.
too much ball.
So quickly down
We're down, what is it, 9-1 now.
9-1.
Uh-uh.
So
Figured out where you need to work.
I need to
Trying get-
avoid bunkers. So
We need to hit
Or
the
practice
numbers.
enough in them that you
Right.
feel comfortable.
yeah, those weren't very
Practice
good.
is important. It's not just to practice what you feel like you're good at. I think that's also a lot of amateurs get into that mistake, is that I love hitting my driver, my 7-up, and they just keep hitting balls and it makes them feel good. But practice is really about putting yourself into uncomfortable positions and
Right.
then getting comfortable enough to bring it to the ball.
Mhm.
Do you always feel like that's a game, part of your game that needs work on, Chris, or do you think is it a little bit of nerves kicking in on that?
Well, no, I think my bunker game's never been great, and my technique's probably not quite right. And every time I'm trying to think of something a little bit different. I'm not exactly sure what to work on, to the point that I don't work on anything enough.
Right.
So it's always trying to change something where it's
Yeah,
not.
having an understanding, obviously, of the fundamentals is really paramount and important, because a lot of people say, "Oh, he's such a good feel for these shots. Or he's born with this feel," and I disagree. Like, feel is just a byproduct of having worked at it and understanding the fundamentals and being able to control spin, being able to control trajectory. That creates the feel. It's just the time that you put into it.
Right.
So, I think you just need a little more time. That's it.
I'm getting there. Down 9-1.
All right,
Mathematically, it's still on, Chris.
it's still on. I think you got to win by 2, obviously. So I'll let you can choose the shots now.
I can choose the next.
Now, maybe you want a trouble shot. You used to that one?
Let's try that.
Out the bushes.
All right. How about we go to the second one out there? Give me a
Far
couple-
one?
The far one.
All right. Oh, tasty. Uh-oh.
I needed that for
Come back.
redemption.
Is on. It's gonna need a measurement.
Oh, it's going to sting, Chris, if that's inside.
That would be pretty demoralizing.
Tell you what, it's going for 2 points.
Yo,
Might have both.
there's a chance.
Oh, chunks and run. Grain got me.
How much are you thinking about the grain on shots like that?
It might influence what club I use. Obviously, my 54 has more bounce than my 60, so the more bounce you have, the more kind of leeway you have for
Right.
grain. So, oh,
I think I got one of them.
1-1.
All right, so What does that make it?
10-2.
10-2. All right.
Still a chance.
You get the pick.
I pick.
You pick.
Let's do a little shot over the bunker here. Semi-rough. We'll go to this one on the top here.
Okay.
The shelf. The dagger.
Yeah, best not getting too inside that, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. I have to get both inside, don't I? That's it.
Look good in the air.
It's not getting enough spin.
Maybe you need the T20. So high flop here. We'll change.
Nice shot. I'm not going to go
Less.
that route. There's too much glass behind it.
Let's go 3 9, Chris.
You hold it?
Oh.
You hold it, you'd have stole the point.
I think you got me. It's a good match. Appreciate the tips.
Sure.